Hey everybody, I'm Matt Hill. I'm at the AADE conference in Houston, Texas, and introducing people that I meet. What's your name?
My name is Cameron Devers. I'm a doctoral student at the University of Oklahoma, studying petroleum engineering.
I'm a fan of OU. We have a lot of great engineering students there, OSU as well. So what are you talking about here today?
I was here today to present in the student paper contest. It's a wonderful opportunity for students to get out and show their research, and mine in particular is about cementing and specifically geopolymers.
Well, the Fluids Conference is a place for that. So tell me, just give me like a 30,000 foot view of your speech today.
So in the oil and gas industry, we have these wonderful regulations that ensure the safety and the actionability of all the materials we use.
Yep. ESG.
Yeah. Well, for cementing, it's API 10A and 10B.
Yep.
It does a really good job of corralling all the information together, giving academics and engineers in field a baseline to compare performance to, the full nine really, how to test and all that stuff. But with the current green focus and transitioning into things that are more environmentally friendly where we can, one of the targets of improvement has been in the cementing industry. Unfortunately, the oil and gas industry doesn't have a series of standardization for anything that's not an OPC variant, one of the 7 classes of API cement.
Okay.
So all I was really talking about today was some fundamental testing of one of the main potential alternatives to cement, geopolymers, and kind of how they slot into the current testing environment we have in the oil and gas industry, and the kind of changes we need to be looking to make at our grander materials understanding in order to bring in new chemically varying materials.
So these are going to be sourced from plant-based materials in the future, possibly.
Yeah, so you'll see a lot of research in geopolymers. So geopolymer is sourced from fly ash, and that's the major byproduct of coal ash, the major byproduct of the burning of coal.
Yep.
And you'll see a lot of fly ash being doped with like rice husk ash, rice paddy leftovers, stuff that would normally go to landfill or garbage disposal or that wide variety, but the carbon and all these other material content in it is really good for geopolymers. And so, but because it's an additive heavy and a little bit more complicated chemistry than traditional cement, we just don't have the standardization infrastructure, if you will, in place to build testing practices.
Sure, and by all means, we talk about this in our industry a lot. First of all, we have to find funding for everything we do just operationally, and now we're asking investors like, would you also fund our research and development for future of our industry?
Yeah,
that's a tough ask for a lot of people. Now we've become more financially stable and a lot more fiscally responsible, but it's still going to them and saying, hey, we know that our future is limited here, and I know that you see the returns on your investment, so let's start preparing for the future.
Yeah, we see a lot of that, because every bucket of material that comes in, be it API or geopolymer, makes about 120 samples, and we're 2,300 samples into this experiment. So you can imagine the amount of buckets of material we go through just to get these tests done.
Man, and the technology is blowing my mind these days. The students at OU, OSU, all the student chapters here, they tell us about all this technology, and it's fascinating what you guys are going to do in the future, and that's why, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
We know that the future of our industry resides in young people with a passion for oil and gas. Do you have that, feel? Right now we're asking you guys to go out there and recruit people into an industry that a lot of people don't think will last that long, and we know it will for the foreseeable future.
I do a lot of mentoring with some of the younger students at the University of Oklahoma, and it sounds weird, I'm not that old myself, 26, but when you're 18, you don't know what you don't know. And I find the oddest thing, people ask 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds coming into OU always ask, I'm hearing all these things about petroleum engineering. Should I switch? I'm like, well, what do you want to be? Every time, petroleum engineering. Well, I don't think you need to switch. You're in the right area,
You're in
right?
the great area.
So the people are going to do what the people are going to do, and we still got brilliant minds coming in. So I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So
that's what you're excited about for the future, geopolymers.
I'm excited for what I don't know about.
Right, there we go.
When I'm going to wake up tomorrow and somebody's going to crack some code, and it could be geopolymers, it could be, I don't think anybody really thought about, horizontal drilling the way people thought about horizontal drilling when it was invented. So,
yeah, we're touching, on land we're doing 3 milers. Offshore we're at 7 milers. Or
it's insane.
They laugh at the land guys, but still. Speaking of offshore, we were just talking earlier about from crab shells they're making polymers now.
Man, yeah, right? It's crazy how they're sourcing this material.
Yeah,
and that's what's really exciting about what you don't know, right? Is what somebody's going to come up with. And that's one of the fun things about being in the oil and gas industry is it is the accumulation of stuff we didn't know yesterday. So that's what I live for, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. Are you on LinkedIn? How do people get a hold of you, Cameron?
LinkedIn is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I've tried to shy away from other social networks, but you'll see me and you'll see my advisor
It's
posted
on
all over
Facebook,
LinkedIn.
right? Yeah,
No, it really is.
Caitlin, man, what a great guy.
Oh, yeah, he's an absolute madman. Closest thing to a mad science I've ever met, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I wouldn't either. And what can we support for you guys right now? You got anything we need to plug for you guys?
Well, you know, if you work in cements and you want to donate some material or you want some testing done, we're always looking for that. Like I said, we go through material like a bucket every 3 weeks.
You guys got to go and visit their lab. They are very proud to take you guys on tours.
Oh
down
my
there.
goodness! Yes, we have all sorts of drilling equipment, all sorts of cementing equipment, and so there's a lot of pride in it.
And that's another thing. If you have cutting edge, equipment or resources that you want to teach the next generation about, reach out to them. They love speakers. I mean, we brought our speakers in for jars for night oil tools. We're going to come down and talk about, fire suppression at some point with night fire. But man, if you have a technology or, anything that can contribute to the next generation of oil and gas leaders, bring it to them. Let them, they'll bring you in and have them present to the students.
Yeah, absolutely. We love the hands-on stuff.
Partnering with industry. That's what
my
you guys
goodness,
have done.
exactly. We've seen, coming out of COVID, engaging the students has been, a different kind of challenge. And we've seen that these on-site tours, these engaging tours are really what are bringing the students out from behind the computer again and into the environment. And it's really good in this industry because, we drill for a natural resource that's quite deep under the surface. Yeah. So it's not a behind the computer screen industry. So.
Yeah, some geologist came up with his science and said over there underneath that ground is rock you can drill, and we believed him.
Thanks, geologist.
Thanks, geologist. All right, well, we'll get you out of here. Thanks for doing what you do. We'll see you next time. Take care. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
First thought, okay, we'll do the Trinity, and I was like, well, it's a stripe tie, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So then I said, I'll do an Eldridge, and again, the stripes didn't line up. And I said, fine, we're gonna do a pinwheel. And I did an inverted pinwheel, and the stripes didn't line up. So I said, fine, we're doing a real thick knot, and that's how we're gonna leave it. That's what I was like. This is my only. You'd think you go to school from Oklahoma for 8.5 years, you'd have more than one crimson and cream tie, but the answer is no.